Here's the energy you can expect for the week of June 16th. Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Wisdom. I am Kimbaley. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for supporting, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. We're about to jump into our Weekly Wisdom, but first, I want you to hear the Astro-Numerology forecast for today, and that forecast is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, June 16th. The sun is in Gemini. The moon is in Aquarius, moving into Pisces at 2:09 Eastern Standard Time. It's a 6 universal month, a 9 universal week, a 4 universal day. If you happen to find yourself today in a somewhat low-key or laid-back mood, that would be about right. Actually, it's a time to think, give reflection, and take notice of things around you through quietness and observation. Part of this day is also about learning how to think outside of the box instead of doing things in the same way as usual. You'll find that it's these twists and turns in the scheme of things that may make all the difference in the world by simply being different, unique, even extraordinary. Just ask an Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and those born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, and the 31st of the month if you don't think so. Once again, that is our astronumerology forecast for today, courtesy of astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You really should check out the app. If you have not done so already, you can go to star8.com. You can also download it on Google Play or the App Store, or you can go to linktree/numbers and you. And also make sure that you check me out at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. There I offer personal numerology reports as well as yearly forecasts. And I do the same things for your business. So please stop by at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com and show your love and support. Now, let's get into this weekly wisdom. If you're here for the very first time, I'm going to explain to you briefly what the weekly wisdom is. The weekly wisdom is us finding out what the energy is for the week, what we can expect, some things that may happen, some things that we should be cautious of, some things that may be exciting. And I do that through an oracle card reading. I read the oracle card and I also read the numbers on the card. Today I'm going to be using the map. That's by Colette Baron Reed. It's actually the Enchanted Map. And for the advice card, I will be using the Trust Your Vibes deck by Sonia Jacquet. And how it works is I start off with a universal reading. The universal reading means that it's just simply for everyone. And then after I'm finished with the universal reading, I'll go to the birthday readings. I read all of the birthday numbers from 1 to 9, and I also read the master number 11 and the master number 22. And each one of those readings also gets an advice card At the end, you'll want to stick around because it's a summary of what we discussed and the energy that came through on the reading. And we'll also get into an affirmation. So I'm going to just give the cards one big shuffle. Your birthday number is the day you were born on. So, for example, if you were born on August 8th, then your birthday number is an 8. But if you're born on August 17th, you're going to have to reduce that number because we must have a single digit number according to the phatic system in numerology. So you will add 1 plus 7, and that equals 8. So your birthday number would still be 8. I will also let you know what the corresponding zodiac sign is. Some people ask, do you go by your zodiac sign or do you go by your birth number? It's whichever one feels more accurate to you. So if you're listening to your birthday number and you are that number 8, and the number 8 seems to resonate with you, then you go by your birthday number. Okay, let's start with this universal reading. This is number 11, the 4711, and this is the sacred pool. When I hear this, I'm hearing cleansing. Like, I'm also hearing purity. It's like you've been working on yourself. You've been focusing more on yourself. And this is something that you actually needed to do. And this is important, that self work, that inner work, that shadow work. That's what I'm hearing. And it makes a whole lot of sense because when we think about the number 11, and if we reduce that number 11, we get a number 2, and the number 2 is a moon number, so it makes me think about, the illusion. And that's pretty much what the shadow is. It's the illusion. It's the part of you that is there, but not everybody can see it. Sometimes you don't even know that it's there. So the energy that I'm feeling right here is like you're going through a purification at this moment. And this card is very important because it's considered to be the cornerstone card because it's the very first card that came up. So that lets me know that the remainder of the reading is going to have to do with you being able to go deep down within yourself and cleanse things and to purify things, if you will. And that takes solitude, that takes time to yourself. And the next card is the 45-9 card. It's a sad embrace. And the energy that I'm feeling is like it's some of the things that you're cleansing from, or some of the things that you're trying to purify about yourself is something that you really don't want to lose. It's like you're hanging on to something that you don't want to let go of, but you already know that you have to. So you're at that point of that sad embrace where you're still kind of holding on to it a little bit. It's a little hard for you to let go. And the 46 card is here. And that gives you a new beginning. It says coming apart. I don't know if I showed it to you. Coming apart. And I like this card because it's the 4 and the 6. So this right here is bringing it back to the number one, which represents new beginnings. And the card that we just had was the number nine, which represents endings. So something is coming apart so that something else can come together. You may be looking at it as if, man, I'm losing this. It's going away. But what's happening is something better is about to take its place. So know that what you're going through is a process. This is a part of the process. And in the process, some things have to come apart in order for something else to come together. Okay. The number 52-7. I don't even see what it says, but I'm hearing secret surprise. Magical map shifter. This is just like a wild card, and I like it because that coming apart card, which equaled the number one, and it talks about something new coming. It's saying that you have the ability to shape your reality. What I'm seeing is shape shifter. Use the power of creative visualization. Do things like use an affirmation to mentally reframe and reprogram some of the things that's in your mind that you know need to go, but you don't know how to let it go. It's time for these things to change, and you have the ability to change those things. It's just all about when you want to see the change take place. Because once you set in your mind that there is going to be a change, you will shift to whatever it is that you want to be a part of or whatever direction you want to go in. It's about the pivot. And so let me go to the Trust Your Vibes deck, which will give us the advice card for the universal. So, what this is really telling us about is something got to come apart to bring things together. Yeah, and don't be so quick to say, why me? I used to have a friend that always said, every time I said, why me? My friend would say, why not you? And it made perfect sense. We feel like nothing ever should happen to us, but if nothing ever happens to us, nothing ever changes, and we're here to evolve, grow, change. And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't like to do. So for Trust Your Vibes Universal card, it's going to be the number nine, instant feedback. There we go with that number nine, talking about completion again. But I like this card saying instant feedback because what this card is really telling me is that as soon as you let this thing go, then you're going to start to see a difference. You're going to start to see a change. It's kind of like the whole while you may feel like that you've been in the storm, and then next thing you know, the sun comes out, so this is what this is, and I'm also thinking about the phoenix rising from the ashes. So now we're going to move on to the birthday numbers. We're on birthday number 1. So if you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, if you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, you are a number 1. If you come under the signs of Leo or Aquarius, you are a number 1. You got the 35-8. The 35-8 card, and this is the education part. The energy I'm feeling right here is that everything that you get into, everything that you decide that you want to do, you make sure you study up on it. You make sure that whatever you're letting go or whatever you're bringing into your life, you study it. And also, what I'm thinking about too is self education. A lot of times we think we know ourselves, but we really don't know ourselves as much as we think we do. That goes back to the shadow. Sometimes you may have been triggered and reacted in a way that you never reacted before. It's because there's something within you that may need to be worked on that you're not aware of. That is why it is important for you to study self. And the advice card is sound check card. This is number 12 card. This card right here is telling you what's happening is all of this information is already coming into you. All of this information is stuff that's deep down within you. Your gut is telling you, your intuition is telling you. But guess what? You're not hearing it. It's saying check your sound. And what's happening is with this number 12 card, this is number 3 card, this is the talker, this is the victim of sacrifice card, which means that you really have to be careful of others taking advantage of you. So what's going on is you got somebody all up in your ear telling you what you should be doing, and you're listening to them and entertaining them and not even knowing that they're telling you those things for their own purpose, for their own benefit, and you are failing to pay attention to yourself, what your body, what your spirit is telling you, what directions you're meant to go in. So this right here is saying that you really need to take inventory of the things that you are hearing coming from within. Now we're going to move on to the number 2, born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th of the month. That makes you a number 2, or if you come under the sign of Cancer, 36. This is the commitment card. 6, 36. This is a 9 card, and it goes back to me, there's more than one way I see this. What's happening could be the fact that maybe what's holding you back is a commitment. What you may have to get away from, or what may be necessary to complete at this time, is some type of commitment that you made, because that commitment is something that you're holding on to, but it's not beneficial for you at this moment. And I'm not just talking about relationships, it could be projects and stuff like that. For example, it could be a project that you've been working on for a while, and you notice that you're not getting anywhere with it. It just seems like you've been working on it and working on it, and it's not complete. How committed are you to completing it? Is it something that's beneficial to you? So, this right here is saying that it's time for you to pay attention, number two, to the commitments you make. Number two, you don't know how to say no. You don't like saying no. What you need to do is before you answer people, take time to think about it and come back to it. Meaning, don't be all impulsive with your answers. Take time to think about it. Because once you think about it, you may realize that it's not something that you really want to do anyway. So make sure that you are taking that time out to find out if what you're doing is what is in alignment with your purpose. Mm. And the 45-9 card is here. And it says, fake it until you make it. But the interesting thing about this is the number 9 came up twice for you in this reading, number 2. And the reason why that is so significant to me is because the number 9 is considered to be your opposition number. And that's the energy that I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you're being too impulsive about committing to stuff. And the way that you may do it is you're faking it until you make it. When you're doing these things, whether you feel like it or not, you're letting these people know, oh, I'm having a good time. Oh, I'm glad I'm doing this. But in your mind, you're like, oh, gosh, I wish I wouldn't have never done this. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to think about things before you commit to them. And stop faking for everybody else. Stop people pleasing. This is the thing. Sometimes, and I understand because I'm connected to the two, sometimes, you do hate to say no. You do hate to say no. And you're willing to step up to the plate, even if it's something that you don't want to do. But what I've realized and noticed over the years is that a lot of times the people that you sacrifice and do those things for, they're not going to do it for you. They're not going to be willing to do it for you. So what you got to do is look out for self. I'm just saying, it's not selfish, it's self first. That's what it is. And we're going to move on to the number 3, born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, or coming in the signs of Pisces and Sagittarius. Number 3, you have the Bone Collector card, and this is the number 1 card. Bottled up inside of you, number 3, you have wisdom of the ages. All you have to do is tap into that wisdom. And the beautiful part of it is, number 3, you're expressive. So you can take those original ideas, original thoughts, because a lot of these things, wow, the energy that I'm feeling is like a lot of these things that are stored up in you are things that most people don't even know about. I know people, they depend a great deal on research and different things like that. But the most knowledge or the deepest knowledge and wisdom that you can get is the wisdom and the knowledge of the collective unconscious, where you are actually tapping into the ancestors, you're tapping into the spiritual realm. And not everybody has the ability to do that. But number three is saying, maybe this week things are going to get a little stronger for you. There may be some thoughts and ideas that will be coming to you that I'm hearing you need to write it down, because these are some things that you are going to have to express and communicate to humanity in some form. But know that when you express these things, it's going to bring about an expansion on the planet. So, those thoughts that you may think are unique, weird, different, there's a purpose for them. Begin to write those down, and you will know because that wisdom is already there. And I'm hearing a steady stream of wisdom, and you will know when it's time to release this information. And let me see what your advice card is. Yeah, the number 22-4. It's time for you to meditate. Just have a notebook sitting beside you so that you can be able to meditate and get that information. Not only that, I'm hearing automatic writing, so you may want to try some automatic writing as well. We're going to move on to the number 4, born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of the month, or come under the sign of Aquarius. You are a number 4. 12, slow and steady. Slow and steady. And this is a caution number for you. This card, number 4, is telling you, be patient. It's time for you to take your time. And that's funny because this is talking about the number 4. I'm a number 4. And so for me, I'm not in a rush to do anything ever. So this right here is something that sounds like me anyway. But the energy I'm feeling is whatever you're trying to attract to you, whatever project you may be working on, whatever you're trying to build in your life, take your time with it. Take it slow. And this right here is the number 12 card. And we talk about that number 12 card. The number 12 should be careful of people taking advantage of you. So this card with the number 12 being slow and steady makes a whole lot of sense. So make sure that whatever you're doing, number 4, you're taking your time. And the advice card is clear the path. And that's the number 20 card, which reduces to the 2. But it's an awakening, right? And when you think about it, we already talked about in the beginning how sometimes some things have to end in order for something new to begin. This right here is saying that you don't have to destroy the things today or everything today. Take your time and get rid of things a little bit at a time. It'll make it easier. But what this card right here is telling you is clear the path. Take your time clearing the path. And clearing the path means simply getting rid of those things that do not serve anymore. So we're going to move on to the number 5. Born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd, or come on the signs of Gemini or Virgo. You are a number 5. And you got the 31-4 card. It's a dry desert. This right here is something that you don't want to hear. Number 5. This right here is telling you it's time for you to take a break. It's time for you to take a break and clean out some of that stuff. You know, deal with some of those issues that you got going on within. Take the time to be in solitude so that you can really tap down into who you are and clear those things up that you may not like, because sometimes we know that these things are there, but as long as we don't show it to everybody else, we don't pay it any attention. But it still, at some point, slows you down and holds you back. You know, right now, this is your least favorite thing to do. And this is interesting because this is a 31-4 card, and it's telling you to step outside of the box. Get your head together, get your mind right, and tap into the spiritual side of yourself. I'm hearing tap into your oasis. Wow. And yeah, this is the play card 11. You can have fun by yourself. You can have fun by yourself. You can create you a fantasy world right there in that dry desert. You know, think about the old movies that had deserts in it. People were seeing mirages and some of everything. You know, so make sure you're using visualization. That's the number 11 card. So it's talking about vision. You know, this is time for you to map out your plan, and you do that through vision. Going on to the number 6, born on the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th of the month. You are number 6, so come under the signs of Libra and Taurus. Number 19, Dragon's Lair. And this right here is your opposition card because it's a 1-4. 19 reduces to 10, which reduces to 1. And 1 is interchangeable with the 4. 6 is in opposition to 1 and 4. So, Dragon's Lair. This right here is interesting because things have been building up. And it feels like you're at that point where, you know, how you've had enough and you're about to go over the edge. You know, that's the energy I'm feeling. It's like you built up so much energy that is just dark and heavy at this point. And you're going to have to stop, and you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to do something different, whether it's been your thinking, the people that you've been hanging around with, the things that you've been experiencing. This is saying that something has to change within you. So if you're walking around sometimes and you feel a little irritable, that may be what it is. It's because you've been working so hard to build something. But it's like whatever you've built, it doesn't seem to be what you really wanted. So now it's time for you to go back. And we don't like to do that. But it's time for you to go back. Order your steps. And if necessary, start all over again. Yeah, because the number 30 card is here. And, you know, that's expansion. Vibe check. Also is optimism. You need to believe in what you really want and stop accepting anything else. We're going to go on to the number 7. born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of the month, you are a number 7 or come under the sign of Cancer. This is the 12 card, and it's protecting treasure, which is interesting because we've been getting a lot of 12s. So I just want to say that because we've been getting so many 12 cards, it's important that during this week, make sure that you're not allowing anybody to take advantage of you and that you are not taking advantage of anybody. You know, it's how what a person does to you is their karma, but what you do to another person is your karma. So this card right here is saying protect your treasure. So this is saying that whenever you're making a purchase, whenever you're making a transaction, no matter what it is, make sure, like I told number 2, that you are doing exactly what you want to do, not because you've been talked into it. And it's interesting because this 12 comes from the number 39. And when we think about it, the 3, communication, expansion, and then we got 9, so that's endings, completions. So that means when somebody's coming to you, communicating, and I always say it like this: when people come communicating to you and you can't get a word edgewise in, I already know the answer should be no. Because it's like they want you, and number 9 is impulsive. So the number 9 is impulsive, so they want to give you all this fast talk, and they want to be impulsive and get you to do what they're trying to persuade you to do right away before you have time to think about it. That's why it's important. It's important for you, number 7, to take your time and think about it. I hear all that glitters is not gold. And let me see what your advice card says. It's not personal, and you got the 7 card. This is significant to you. Don't take it personal, because guess what? Those same people that's trying to manipulate someone are going to leave that person when they don't get what they want and move right on to the next person. So it's not just you. They're trying to get what they can get from anybody. So don't take it personal, number 7. Just understand that's who they are. When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Please believe them. And we're number 8. If you're born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month, you are number 8. Or if you come under the sign of Capricorn and you got the 41 5 card, unexpected visitors. Who's coming over? This right here is saying unexpected visitors. So you may get a surprise visit from somebody. Could be some friends, could be networking, could be a message. It doesn't have to be a physical person. Could be communication in the mail letting you know something good, but something is unexpected. So what you need to do is just keep your eyes open to find out exactly what it is. Wow. And 28, when you find out what it is, walk it off. Number 28, 1. This is saying it's time to end it. Go ahead and walk away. Yeah. Unexpected visitors. Yeah. And this can also, to me, But I really feel like it's communication. Like somebody gonna try to get all up in your business. And the answer is no. No and no again. Sometimes people will come and they'll try to find out what information they can from you. But this right here is saying, well, protect yourself. Don't be giving out all your information and that type of thing. And whatever you see, walk away from it. Um, be careful this week of signing any contracts because this is the number 28 card. And this card is the number of contradiction. So you need to pay attention to who you put your trust into. If you're signing any paperwork, make sure you're reading everything. Make sure that you look into all of the details. Make sure that you're going to professionals, and be careful of who you trust your money with. That's this week right here for you. Number 8. Now we're going to move on to the number 9, born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. You are number 9, or if you come under the signs of Aries and Scorpio. And you got the 2911 card. Coming to life. The process is almost complete. The transformation is almost complete. You're almost there. You almost reach that point of elevation. But what this is reminding you is this is just the beginning. There will be more times that you will also be elevating in your life. But remember, this time is what I'm hearing. Remember how you got it through this time, and this will be the secret sauce for you. And your advice card is 51-6. Accept the gifts from the universe. Wow. Wow. When someone else blesses you, or when someone else expresses their gratitude to you in form of a gift or appreciation, they show you the gratitude. Don't refuse it. I was always taught that when you do that, you're really blocking that person's blessing. And I was told that by this lady in the store. For some reason in the store, she just walked up to me and she put some money in my hand. And I was like, oh no, I can't take this. And she got mad and she was like, no, you taking this. She was like, you're not blocking my blessings. And so I was like, oh, okay. But you have to understand when someone is giving to you or the universe is giving to you, you have to be a willing recipient. It's not just important to give. Giving and receiving is a flow. Deepak Chopra compares it to the cardiovascular system. You have to get oxygen in, oxygen out. It's like blood in, blood out. And it's a continuous flow. So that's what giving and receiving is. In order to give, you have to receive. And in order to receive, you have to give. At any point in the process, you stop doing either or, then you cause a blockage, and you don't want a blockage. Let's move on to the master number 11. If you're born on the 11th, the 29th, or come under the signs of Leo or Aquarius, you are a master number 11. And your card is all come together. And this is the number 8. That's so sweet. So, this is about you bringing together your tribe. I don't know why it sounds like tribe, but it's a community that you're supposed to be creating. And it's now time for you to bring this community together. And you're going to find these community members as people that has always been there for you, who have been loyal to you. And maybe a philosophical committee or community. Who knows? But this right here is saying it's time to bring a group of people together that are like minded. And once you bring that group together, I'm hearing that the numbers will grow. And this also could be your family. Yeah, because it feels like, maybe your family is not as close as they need to be, or maybe it's a group of friends. But whomever it is, it says be generous. Fine. That's how you going to get them there. You got to be generous, and not just generous with money or finances and stuff like that. You got to be generous with your heart. You got to be generous with your time. You have to be generous with the wisdom that you have that can help people grow. Be generous with your networks, because your networks are going to be of help to you to grow this community. And master number 22, born on 22nd, or come under signs of Aquarius or Leo. Master number 22, awareness, Wizard of Awareness, the number 3 card. This is a time for you, Master number 22, to stay focused. Stay focused. Be aware. Know what's going on around you. Just study. Study. And you may say, study what? Study everything. Study patterns. Study people. Study anything that you involve yourself with on a day-to-day basis to see or to determine what type of environment you're really in. And the Wizard of Awareness is really talking about or speaking about present moment times. And it's saying that you have to look at these things with a microscope. Look at these things under the microscope to see, whether it's something that you need to pull away from, if it's something that you need to do. But at this point, it's just saying that you need to be aware. And this 3 just keeps looking up at me. And I'm hearing third eye. So this is also protection. I'm hearing watch and wait. Watch and wait. Body talk. This is a number 7 card. Listen to your intuition. Wow. Listen to your intuition. Listen to the deeper side of yourself. I'm hearing pay attention to your physical patterns. What's happening to you on a physical level in conjunction with your experiences in life, to see how your experiences affect you physically. Okay? So today, basically, it's been talking about bringing things to an end that no longer serves anymore. It's been talking about really going within, Studying self, that's the big takeaway from today. And it's talking about how sometimes you may think that things are coming apart, but these things are not just coming apart or falling out of your life for no reason at all. These things are leaving your life for a reason. And it's opening the door for something new to pop up in your life. This is a week for you to start being aware. And because that 12 card kept coming up, this is also the week to make sure that no one's trying to take advantage of you and you're not trying to take advantage of anybody else. Use your power and use your words to say no when you don't want to do something. Because what happens is when you commit to something you don't want to do, then you're stuck with it because you just don't want to leave that person hanging after you're already committed to it. So the key to that is to make sure that you step back and think about what you're about to do before you do it to see if it still makes sense to you. And also, this is a number 28 card that came up, which I said is the number of contradiction. This card, the 28, is saying be careful of who and what you put your trust in. So, those were some of the things that we discussed in the reading or that was revealed to us in the reading. And I'm going to go on to an affirmation. Let's see. If you want something you never had, you have to do something you've never done. I was looking for this quote not too long ago. If you want something you never had, you got to do something that you've never done. I'm here to step out on faith. It's time. Step out on faith.